What's up, everybody? It's me, Stacey Renee with I Rock Locs, and I want to hop on here real quick just to do a brief explanation of what instant locks are. Most people, when I say it, I just assume the name hints the game, but most people don't know, and I have to explain it. And essentially, what it is basically an opportunity for you to skip the whole process of seeing your hair mature from loose, natural starter, whether you did twists or coils or braids, and you have to wait for it to start to look mature like these up here. I've been growing my locks at this particular time since 2019. It is 2022. So as you can see, they're mature, they've grown. But some of the benefits real quickly of having Instalock besides the process time is cut down significantly. You basically are going from years plus to hours, okay? Maybe even days, depending on the size that you choose, okay? So that's one thing. The other thing is you get to, whenever you do get up out the chair, you don't have to worry about, oh, can I get my hair wet? Can I go to the gym without having to deal with, some swelling or whatever. So a lot of people go for instant locks simply because it instantly locks your hair. So me right now, the only thing I worry about if I was to jump in a pool right now is, yes, my base swelling, because I always get retwists. Okay. Some people, their maintenance method is not retwisting. They might decide to do crocheting of their roots for their maintenance. And some people like to do the interlock, which is totally different from instant locks. They interlock it so that their base is secure, which allows them to still have the freedom of, whatever their everyday life is. So I get a lot of questions about that. People don't understand that part. The other benefit of that, we have people that, your hair typically dries. It needs to be washed. They're like, hey, whether you work out or you just have that hair that's like, look, I need to be washed more frequently. And I know there's a myth out there. Some people are like, oh, you don't need to wash your hair often with locks. Different strokes for different folks. Not every person's hair texture type, skin, because hair, skin, nails are all in the same boat. Not everybody's is the same. So it requires different types of care. So you can't tell somebody else that they don't need to wash their hair that frequently and they'll be okay until they come back for the next retwist, okay? These are all the things that I've experienced myself, going to different locticians over the years and just observing some things on my own. And that's how I've grown my knowledge of natural hair, locks, and all that other stuff. Plus, I'm a shop baby. My mom's been doing hair for almost 40 years or over 40 years. So that being said, all of those things allows me to be able to talk to you guys about natural hair care, but also talk to you about locks and what might work best for you. The other thing about instant locks that you have to understand is because it does take hours, you're going to pay more up front. So consider this. If you got your hair coiled for starters, okay, you're going to be coming back a little bit more frequently because you have to constantly get that maintained while you're waiting for it to dread, bud, whatever you want to say, okay? So that can be anywhere depending on where you go, 100 upwards, okay? There's some people out there who might still charge less than 100, but it's getting very close to $100. So if you're going every 3 to 6 weeks, you're going to be paying approximately $100. So that's like $100 a month. So let's say, for instance, you go every month. That's $100 a month that you're paying. In 1 year, that's $1,200. Okay, that's essentially what you would pay up front for instant lock. So you pay that up front and you don't have to, be consistently paying $100 a month to get your hair retwisted. You pay that on the back end. It's basically kind of like installments on your hair. I don't know. That's the best way I can explain it. Yes, you still have to come in and get retightenings and maintenance for instant locks, but maybe not as frequently. You can go a little bit longer. I know some people that will try to rock this out for like some months before they come back and see somebody. understand when you do that, that costs more too, because it's more work we have to do. But the point is that both have their pros and cons, but most people that come to me to get instant locks or who talk to me about instant locks want it because they work out at the gym, so they know that they want to wash their hair frequently and clean their scalp, which you could do that with any one of them, but the way you do it is not traditionally sticking your head under the water. And also minimal shrinkage. That's the other thing. So when you coil, like my daughter, her fro was out to about here. She has a really big fro. She has long, thick hair. When I was done twisting her locks, while they were still wet, they kind of hung because they had the weight of the water. But then after that, they shrunk up. So her locks come up to here. Okay. So when her hair was loose natural, and if I straightened it, her hair was coming down here somewhere. So once we coiled it up here, okay, I didn't have the patience to do her instant locks. This is my child who's very tender-headed and drives me nuts. So I went for the quickest route, and that still took a long time because she's tender-headed. But saying that to say, her hair was down to about here when you stretched it out. And then after we coiled it, it's up to here. So it looks like your hair got shorter, but it's basically because there is shrinkage. We know how natural hair in itself, after you dry it, it shrinks. And it depends on what type of hair determines the amount of shrinkage you're going to have. So it's the same thing with your locks. Once you get your hair locked, it does take away from some of the length. And a lot of people don't like that. That's what some people refer to as the ugly stage. I don't believe in it being an ugly stage. It is a beautiful journey, but that's another subject for another day and time. But in any case, with instant locks, you do get minimal shrinkage. Okay, just like with interlock, you get minimal shrinkage, and people like that because everybody wants hang time. They want to shake their dreads and all that other stuff. Everybody got their own reasons why they want locks. And some people, my son here was like, Mom, I couldn't wait till I could just shake my dreads. So, but anyway, so that's pretty much that. So that's what instant locks are, is literally taking your hair from loose natural to immediately having dread locks, okay, without the in between and everything like that. And so, yeah, that's that, and you can do the same thing. Some people say, well, even though it's minimal shrinkage, my hair is rather short. So I still want to be able to shake my dreads, but my real hair would still bring my dreads to like this level. What can I do? That's when you can incorporate lock extensions. Now, lock extensions can be done on pretty much anyone, So it's pretty much a similar method. It's just that we're going to be instantly dreading that hair to yours, okay? And then we do it in a way to where if you want it to be permanent, it could be permanent. And if you want it to be, temporary, it could be temporary. But that's another topic for another day. But I just want to hop on here and tell you guys a little bit more about instant locks and how that worked. Peace.